the NBA had a big rule change. So let's talk about that in this video. And if you watch this page, then you know that I made predictions for, not really predictions, but like I gave my opinions on certain things I thought would happen. And we'll talk about that in a second. So, first, let's talk about the rule change. The NBA has implemented a rule change where this, we know that the injury report has been a big thing for a while, where like players are ruled out either last minute or, they are ruled out and then they're found, that they're not injured per se, you know what I mean? So, the NBA made a rule change where now teams have to let them know between 11 and 1 p.m. on the day of the game, but also they have to update them like every 15 minutes. So that will be very interesting to see how that plays out. Obviously, they're going to follow the rules, they have to, but it will be very interesting to see how that plays out because, every 15 minutes is, a lengthy task. So obviously, again, they're going to follow the rules, but I wonder how this is going to change injury reports, you know what I mean? Or like players being ruled out before games. And that's obviously part of the reason that they are, doing this because, you would find out that a player is not going to play, let's say an hour before tip-off or whatever, and, a bunch of fans are upset because, their favorite player is not playing, and I'm sure that was taken into consideration during the rule change. If you hear crackling, that's the heat. So with that being said, let's see what happens. Again, they're going to follow the rules, but it's a big change, to require, them to have to report it every 15 minutes, you know what I mean? So, quickly, let's talk about, if you watch this page, I always say, look, I don't get everything right. I can't know everything, so, with that being said, I'm not trying to boost my own ego, but I will say, if you watch this page, before the season started, I said, I think Cade's going to be MVP or one of the, top candidates and stuff like that. And I said, if you watch this page, that for most improved, I said Denny Avdia. I said it's going to be probably one of the three Blazers. I said it could be either Denny Avdia, Shaden Sharp, or Scoot Henderson, because all three had the potential. But I said Denny Avdia was like my top candidate because if you didn't watch Denny Avdia play last year, like Denny Avdia was really good. He made big strides, and you could see that this was about to happen. But I know the Blazers, obviously, didn't get as much attention as some other teams. Fair enough. However, Denny Avdia is now the favorite to win Most Improved, as he should be. He's averaging like 26. And the Blazers are, decent. I did say that too. I said I think the Blazers will be a bit better than, people think. But so Denny Avdia is going to, as long as, everything stays the same, is going to probably win Most Improved. And I'm trying to think of the other thing. There was one other thing I wanted to say. I think it was another award. Oh, and I said that I think VJ Edgecombe, if you watch this page, I said I think VJ Edgecombe will be the best player in this draft, or, you know, one of the best players in this draft. And, you know, a lot of that had to do with his play style and stuff like that. I said taking out Cooper Flagg because Cooper Flagg is in his own category. So VJ Edgecombe could win Rookie of the Year. So if you watch this page, and funny enough, the NBA just did a whole like change to their betting regimen, I guess. Like, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. You know, their policy, because obviously they don't want, you know, what's been happening to keep happening. So, the NBA has made a rule change for the betting thing. But betting is technically legal, you know, and I'm not promoting any kind of betting or anything like that. I'm not sponsored by any kind of betting website or anything like that. So I'm not trying to tell anybody to go out and gamble, you know, be financially responsible, all that stuff. You know, if you have a gambling addiction, please, you know, seek help, you know, because you want to make sure everything's okay. But my point is, if, you know, you do bet and you watch this page, right now you're kind of 3 for 3, so you're welcome. You know what I mean? Like, all jokes aside. Because if you picked any idea, like I said, he's rolling. Cade, great shot to win MVP. So, you know, I got 3 things, you know, kind of right so far. So, feeling good about that. But obviously, again, I don't get everything right. You know, it's not like I get my predictions right every year, but I felt really good about the Cade one and the Denny Amdio one. It's weird. I just saw like what Denny Amdio was doing, and I was like, yeah, like it just makes sense, you know. Someone said I'm going to Vegas. Odds on your hunch. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Sorry. Someone said I haven't seen you stream in a while. Well, I was on stream, I guess probably like a week ago at this point. I don't like to talk about my personal problems and stuff like that. It's not, you know, any of your guys' problems. But if you watch this page, I have mentioned it a few times. I'm dealing with pretty severe, like TMJD symptoms and complications, I guess. It's a lot. It goes back like throughout my entire life. Like, there's a lot going on. You know, this has basically stemmed from birth in a way. One day when I'm completely healed, I'm going to make well, I'm not even gonna you'll see. But anyway, sometimes it's really hard to get on stream because I am not in a good state. I'll just leave it that way. It goes beyond like just like jaw issues. I'll just say that. So it's not really your guys' problem. I'm trying my best right now. Right now I am a little even on stream I'm a little, I can't even explain it. But that is why. That is literally the only thing that has been keeping me, you know, from streaming all the time. Because, you know, I love to be on here every day. And, like, I was doing that for years. Like, I was on here every single day posting. And it's just, you know, because of what happened and what's happening, it's gotten really hard. And I still try so hard to get on here as much as I can. And it makes me sad that I can't, you know. So that is why one day I will be healed completely, and then like, oh, the relief. But that is the reason I try to come on as much as I can. I try to push through it, but It's wild. I'll just say that. Like, what I am dealing with is wild. But, you know, I'm here. So, that's all that matters. So, don't worry about it. You know, I'll get through it. But we are in a good portion of the NBA season, so that's always good. Someone said, I'm sorry to hear that. I didn't know. Hope you're okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm not okay right now, but I will be. Um, Someone said, I'm sorry to hear, I'm sorry you're in such pain, sweetheart. Yeah, thank you so much. I really appreciate all of it. I mean, all of your comments and your, you know, warm wishes. One day, you know, like I said, I'll be healed and I can explain. I can't even explain it right now. Like, it's just unreal. This is just unreal, but I am feeling really happy and good that I'm on stream, honestly. Like, just talking to you guys, this makes me feel like so much better and makes me feel like a normal person. Because a lot of the time I don't feel like a normal person, I'll be honest. You know, it's a bit wild. But I feel happy that I'm on stream and I'm here with you guys, so that makes me feel better. So thank you guys for watching and supporting the channel, even though I, again, you know, haven't been able to post every single day, you know. But the NBA season is in the midst, you know, and we're getting close to Christmas Day, which we love Christmas Day matchups, you know, so much fun. So, Christmas Day matchups, maybe we'll talk about that in my next live stream in terms of like who I think will win, the matchups, and all that stuff. Someone said, I go through social anxiety pretty severely. We all struggle with something. Yeah, you know, we all have our struggles and you never know what someone is going through. I, you know, firmly believe that, you know, you gotta be nice to everybody. I mean, you have to be nice. You should be nice to everyone regardless, of course. But I'm just saying, like, you should be nice to everyone because you never know what anyone's going through. Like, if I didn't tell you guys, you probably wouldn't know. You probably wouldn't have known. Like, you know what I mean? Like, when I come on stream, obviously, I do my best to act like a normal person. So, you know, you probably wouldn't know. So, you know, everybody, like you said, you know, goes through some things and it's unfortunate and I'm sorry that you have anxiety. And I hope that, you know, your anxiety gets better and that, you know, you feel better soon. And yeah, I hope everyone, you know, feels great. You know, I want everyone to be happy and feel great because I like to feel happy and feel great because who likes to be sad, you know? So this turned into more of like less about the NBA, more just like talking. But it was still nice to be on here. It makes me feel better. It really does. So thank you guys so much for watching this live stream. I hope you enjoyed and see you soon.